It's time for a grand final. It's time for a W3 champion season final. Another best of 5. It's the 2-time champion, the Emperor, against the former Intel Extreme Masters champion, ToD. It's another best of 5 for the crown. And we are about to kick this off right here, right now. Nobody really expected ToD to be right here, but he made it all the way through. He defeated a guy that he thought he couldn't defeat in Little DC. He wasn't too confident going head-to-head with Cooper, but he defeated him as well. And then there was this rising star, the legend killer Zed, who formerly eliminated Mikael and Grubby back-to-back, but ToD was his roadblock. And he is, of course, facing who else than Happy. No clean sheet anymore, but Happy has defeated Craft 2-0, Thorzane 2-0, and the 3-2 against X-Lord, which was incredibly close. So, the question is not who's the favorite here. We know that Happy is the favorite in every single match that he steps into. The question is one of them getting tired? Is there any other condition that might help ToD? Can ToD do it in this grand final?
He's gonna have to have some luck. The item luck that Happy just had in the series before, maybe now it can be with ToD, but let's not focus on such menial things. Both these players here played a really strong tournament. Seeing Happy here, not too surprising, but ToD, man, he's been mentioning it a couple of times himself. He's really trying hard again in some tournaments. Not in too many, but in the Meisterschaft, he's doing it. Here we see him in this tournament. He's practicing a lot again on stream, and we see that paying off here. Wonderful performance by him. But now he's facing, well, one of the strongest players of all time. Happy faced twice before this year. It was at the beginning of the year, February and March, in ESL Open and Rising Star Cups. It was a clear 2-0 for Happy twice. That's the only 2 times they have met over the last couple of years. And, well, the problems, if you want to call it that, don't stop there. Happy is absolutely phenomenal in this matchup. And I imagine many of you know this is ToD's worst matchup. One that he doesn't like, one that he feels is sort of unfair, and so on. We all know what we've heard there before. That all is to say, this is ToD's weakness, this is Happy's strength. So the deck seems to be stacked against ToD. But at the same time, nobody's expecting him to do too well here. He can play without pressure. If there is any pressure, it's on Happy. However, Happy is not normally the guy to get affected by pressure. And I think perhaps the most positive thing here is, if ToD, against all odds, should get a victory here, this would be one of the highlights of his career. And he has been a world champion, but I'm pretty sure he would view this as a highlight of his career.
I definitely agree. He has won an Intel Extreme Masters. The first one, actually. And this win here in W3 Champions, it just shows how high the stakes are and how beloved this tournament is. In only 3 episodes, how much prestige can be gathered through this. We were all hoping for the semifinal against Grubby. Didn't really happen, but we get to see ToD versus Happy. 2 all-time greats clashing, and an all-time great supporter of the Back to Warcraft team is Remo, who just gifted us 50 subs. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, a little bit of a round of applause for Mr. Remo and L. And we kick off this grand final. In the upper right, we have the undefeatable Emperor in the blue, opting for a DK opening, and the legend himself, Mr. ToD, in the yellow, spawning in the bottom left here on Northern Isles.
Happy, of course, one of the few undeads out there who doesn't like playing Cryptlord that much, especially in this matchup. Many undeads have moved away from DK and prefer Cryptlord much more nowadays. X-Lord being among them. We just saw him in a semifinal, a grueling semifinal against Happy. You know, for most players, we would say, well, he's been playing so much. This was a long day. This was very exhausting. This should really become problematic for him for the rest of the day. But Happy does this all the time. He plays so many tournaments. He plays from beginning to end. Round of 64, round of 128, doesn't matter. He's always there. And normally, he always wins. He's coming in here for the harass. Trying to steal some last hits would be wonderful. The DK is level 2 already, just from creeping by himself. The peasants have to be pulled back. The camp isn't even taken out yet. Oof. This looks like a big delay of the expansion over here.
Yeah, looks a little rough around the edges if you ask me. Fiend still putting in pressure. Archmage is dealing with the DK thanks to a little bit of extra damage from this Mantle of Intelligence. Big one here. ToD gets it, I believe.
Yeah.
The Ogre. Alright, so it's getting close to level 3. Also good damage on the Fiend. Happy's entire army is in the red to orange range already. And now the creep spot has been cleared and the militia is continuing their work on the second base.
We'll be setting up in a moment, but yeah, this is certainly quite the delay. Happy looking for little weaknesses, looking to see if he can poke some holes into the defense of ToD. Of course, he can't really go for a straight up fight right now, but he's looking for any little bit of damage he can do and also trying to force ToD to stay on his side of the map. ToD is now level 3. He could be quite dangerous if he was to move across aggressively towards the undead side, but Happy is always keeping focus in the south. In the meantime, we have the Lich coming out, Slaughterhouse, Ziggurat coming up. If the Slaughterhouse was to get cancelled, it would be a little scary for Happy, so it's in the Russians' best interest to keep all the focus in the south and always threaten these peasants. Even if he can't kill any of them, just forcing ToD to stay over there is beneficial.
Okay, 3 Fiends and a little bit of firepower. The Unholy Aura adds a little bit of HP to these Fiends. Mana, rather low. There's 1 call, but Happy, of course, calculates this super well all the time. No defense yet, and that's turning into a problem once the Lich is in the fight. Happy not feeling forced into a coil defensively, but rather trying to take out the footman before the Lich is even here. Succeeds with that, but now mana's gone.
I wonder if he's doing this specifically tailor-made against ToD. He's lining up the last Fiend shot with the coil to get the kill, because maybe he knows how good ToD is with his denies. ToD is straight up one of the best deny players in Warcraft. We saw that earlier against Zed. He denied so much experience away from the opponent against the Keeper. That's very effective. And also against DK Lich, that's very effective. Later on when the Lich is in and like 4 or 5 Fiends, then it's going to be very hard to do. But against only 3 plus DK, absolutely doable, especially for someone like ToD. The Lich joins finally now. He brought the Rod and a Mana Potion to give the DK more coils.
And that is Coil Nova, of course. Archmage, a rather squishy hero, can be very happy about the pendant here that he found at the bottom right, alongside the mantle. That's a lot of mana that he can use, of course, down the road for the Mountain King as well. Tech has started, 60% already. He has to prevent this push, and ToD is doing a smart thing. He's trying to keep Happy away from his own expansion. He's taking some damage on the footman here, but once the expo starts rolling, he can't afford that. And so this is some bought time for towers.
Happy looking to see if he can do some more damage here. Canceling the scout tower, definitely doable. Would lose some mana for this though. The DK already dry. But the mana potion is still available, as we said. Tech timing, really important. Mountain King desperately needed. This is the scary time for Human, trying to hold on with only footies and AM before the Mountain King is out. 2 footies are in the main. Did he misrally them? I'm not sure. They're certainly not with the rest of the army. That is painful. The scout tower gets cancelled easily, and the arcane might be falling as well. A lot of damage here coming in. 4 Fiends, Happy delaying the tech for more Fiends and more pressure on tier 2. But ToD holds the tower. Very important.
So far, the mayor of the town hall. Can he hold this one? Mass repair. Of course, a lot of resources go into this. Defend enabled once again. That's the last bit of mana for ToD's Archmage, but also there's no mana anymore for Happy, who still has the potions here though for 2 coils. Lightning shield used on a footman. Smart move to block and deal some damage to the DK to the Fiends, but Happy is splitting his Fiends immediately against it. Footman reinforcements are finally joining this, making defense a little easier.
The Water Elemental, send onto the statue. Exactly what you want to do. That forces the statue back. You won't get the kill, but the statue being out of range means no more regen. DK forced into the mana potion, and Happy wasn't able to get level 3 DK yet from footy kills, which is usually something you want to do pretty quickly. But here with 5 Fiends now, the focus fire is quite immense. Even through defend, Happy can get some kills. Kiting backwards, bit by bit, everything is bruised a little, and this statue is so valuable.
That's the second last coil, maybe the last one. Lightning shield again, hunting this Lich as coil is on cooldown. Fiends are starting to drop. This AoE damage is helping out ToD really well. No nuke at the moment, so the Archmage should be safe. And this statue has to work overtime, but there's no juice in it anymore.
Yeah, he was spamming it manually, healing and mana at the same time, and the MK is coming. This could potentially be a lot of kills for him, but it's daytime, so Happy has a lot of vision. Once he sees the MK, he should be retreating, at least with a herd Fiends. but I think ToD might still be able to get some of them. Yeah,
Town
Happy
out.
TP's out, trying to save all of his fiends, and save them.
At the end of the fight, getting a level 3 thanks to this one footman. But the Expo is up. There's no counter TP. And Happy, as you said earlier, he was delaying his tech for earlier tier 2 pressure. And that means the Destroyer push is arriving a little later, buying ToD more time. And he uses that time for the tier 3, for the Sanctum. He's already queuing some breakers, already queuing some more towers. One guard tower up, right? Blacksmith as well. Second guard tower coming. And he's also not forgetting about the base where an Arcane is ready, but ToD needs something now.
And we kind of mentioned this earlier in the previous games by ToD. As human, you always have to be aware of all possibilities. You have to make sure you don't die to anything. And there can be many things coming. Destroyer push is one of those possibilities, but Happy perhaps won't even be going for that. Recently, he's been going more and more into Banshees and Pure Ground. We have an early Temple of the Damned, and no Destroyer form yet, as far as I can tell. So might be skipping those entirely. We'll see how that goes. Last hit went to Happy, but the Mana Stone to the Mountain King. That's a wonderful item for him. Really good inventory for the little dwarf.
ToD was exchanging all the footmen for it, only working with breakers now. You are absolutely right. It is gonna be Banshees. He's opting for the Adept training right on. So how far can ToD take this? How far can he drag this out for the powerful human tier 3? Double workshop coming for Gyros. Maybe still expecting Destros. But it's also good for mortar teams, of course. If you feel the push, you can hide them behind towers, and then they deal a lot of damage to Banshees.
Yeah, and if he's left alone by Happy here, say if Happy wants to go for counter expansion, which is also something that Happy has been doing quite a bit more recently, then tanks can be an option.
Yes.
Tanks have been severely nerfed recently, with giving much more experience, but 1 or 2 for distraction can still do a really good job if you manage to achieve a lot with the rest of the army out on the map in the meantime. Happy is creeping up a storm though. With this many fiends, he has so much damage. First attack upgrade already as well. And this Lich moving beyond level 3 here. DK, where is he? Was in the middle.
Yeah,
and Happy not going for a third hero yet here. He has 5 supply open, but none yet.
Happy, I think, bought the Pendant of Energy, was hopping around the marketplace for a long time. Robe of the Magi here, Nova onto this MK. Might be a lot of damage if we can follow this up with a coil, but the DK is not in range. First 2 Gyros join the fray. ToD at 800 gold, 52 supply. Needs more production, needs another round, needs more time. He's queuing the Paladin right away. And now he's spending all his gold. Knights coming, more Gyros, but Happy taking the red spot.
Yeah, ToD is playing it safe, and I think that's the wiser choice. You never know when the attack is going to be happening, so you can't really afford to be greedy. You can't afford to wait at 50 supply. You have to go into upkeep to be ready for a push should it be coming. But it doesn't seem like Happy is interested in a push. Not yet, anyway. Still at 45 supply, going straight into Banshee Master Train.
Yeah, that's rare.
Huh.
I mean, it's a great solution against Knights, but this is also weakening his pushes. Probably indicating that he's just creeping for the foreseeable future, getting some shop control. Claws +9 board here.
Oof.
Is this
300
Happy
gold.
having some fun? Because this is really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, he just sold the red camp item, the unholy aura that he found.
Yeah.
So I guess he got kind of the money from that, but he could have spent that elsewhere. For example, on a third hero, but we still don't see that yet. MK with the Stormbolt doesn't quite get the last hit. But here come in the Knights, and they have good damage against the Fiend. The first one is going down right away. The Paladin nicely dodges the coil with the Invul Potion. Third hero kept alive, but still out of the fight for quite some time, so no Holy Light currently. Happy with a way faster movement speed, of course, thanks to the level 2 aura. The Knights can catch up, kind of, but the Mountain King is having a tough time. Doesn't have boots. ToD never was able to get to the middle of the map. He's just been playing defensively and holding on and defending.
Pretty crazy indeed, and pretty crazy is also the Lich inventory once he swaps out these items, because he just found another Claws of Attack +9. That is gigantic damage on this Lich, who's currently standing at +29. And he might not even be done yet with pimping that second hero. ToD needs levels. He got the level 3 MK. Probably the most important level here. Needs level 2 on the Paladin as well. It seems to be far away. Get some upgrades here in the main. More Knights, Animal War Train as well, and Sorceress added to the mix.
Yeah, when you have air superiority and you can make sure destroyers won't be too dangerous, Sorks and Gyros combine very well. Gyros eliminate destroyers, and when there's no dispel, slow is immensely powerful. A lot of the undead power, early game, late game, whatever, comes from the mobility, the aura, and kiting and being efficient. Dodging a Stormbolt with an anti-magic, by the way, also a pretty sweet move there. Happy saw that one coming, and is finally now going into upkeep. No third hero and no A-bombs. The no third hero I can kind of understand, but abominations are usually some of the strongest tier 3 upgrades that Undead has.
Yeah, especially against breakers when there's not the biggest solution to them. Of course, focus fire is decent, but reduced damage to piercing. Not 100% sure. Lightning shield, circlet. Decent items here for sure. ToD is flirting with the red spot, but I don't think this leads anywhere. Maybe to a creep check though. Happy feeling brave.
MK always has a tough time connecting. Having no boots really is painful. Stormbolt on the DK, but he is so well protected.
Hally dead.
Anti-magic, and the Paladin just dies. The staff was on cooldown still. Couldn't quite use it there in time. Fiend's now starting to get slowed. But the Breaker is also dying quickly. Great kiting, great splitting by Happy as always. The AM needs to be careful. He's got the TP. Needs to be very wary about his positioning. Lich has so much damage, and the Nova, the AM will have to TP out, and Happy holds his position in the north and can claim the red camp for himself and get the level 5 DK with this. He's, by the way, slot starved. But I guess he has backpack, so he's going to get the red camp item, and ToD is having a tough time getting a lot of creeps.
Yeah, he can't really connect. Would love to have some movement speed himself. Claws plus 12? No way. Don't tell me he's building a plus 41 Lich. He is. He is.
That's 80 max. 81 max damage.
It's basically a double damage rune always.
He's gonna get plus 3 damage when he gets level 5, which is right around the corner. And now comes the expansion. This is the style that Happy has been playing more and more recently. Don't go for the all-in push. Don't risk it, but rather creep up the map, pressure the map in terms of creeping while the human still isn't that strong. And then when the map is soaked up and the human can't get too strong anymore, then go for the expansion. But ToD can still get stronger. He can still creep the rest of the red camp, which I guess isn't that much, but he needs 80 supply. And ideally, some more levels on the Paladin. But, well, he died earlier. Now he's finally coming back, but he didn't get too much experience yet.
MK still has this X factor of the Mana Stone. He's also very tanky. Archmage might be very fragile. Do we have a second? That was a quick execution of that mortar team. Paladin is coming back with also a staff. That's the second one, but it's 5/5 heroes. Coil, Nova, level 3, Undead, par excellence. With, yeah, a good solution against the Stormbolt Holy Light counter focus in Anti-Magic Shell.
And the more teams can't quite connect to the Banshees right away. There's a lot of stuff that has to be microed right here. He's attacking the Fiends for now. But the Banshees perhaps better targets. Some Fiends going down, but it seems like ToD is losing way more. He's going for the Lich, who still has lots of Nova to use. Level 3 Nova hurts a lot. Paladin in trouble again. Invul Potion keeps him alive. Lich in trouble as well, but there's an Invul for him. Plus the Coil. Healing was reduced with the Orb of Fire, but seemingly still enough. Mountain King in trouble now. Next, can he be healed up? Is there a staff for him? Well, there's no staff. There was a Holy Light, but not good enough. MK dies, and ToD loses the next fight. It seems like he goes from one lost engagement to the next.
Crazy, right? 6-second cooldown on the staff. That was too much. That is too much if you're playing against Happy. 3, 4 gyros fall off the sky. And yeah, against this Lich, there's no big surprise that this is happening. Expo up. ToD, can you find a way against it and play your Echo advantage until you have the necessary levels and numbers? But I have to wait first until the MK is back, reviving it from the altar. More knights, 60 supply, Paladin, Herd, and staff back. 60 supply for ToD. 63 for Happy, and now we are two ways.
A player's forces are under attack.
And that Lich is an absolute killer.
Yeah. Knight a little misrallied, maybe. Possession, of course, is a little bit of a disable. Can't run away from that, and so we have an undead knight now on Happy's ensemble as well.
Dude, ToD got the expansion up. His peasants were never killed. He was mining this full time.
Yep.
But somehow he never really got a foot on the ground. Happy can just play so well, just one base versus two base. Perfect execution. It doesn't bother him. He's got his own expo coming up right now. And the thing on this map on Northern is the natural and the main will mine out at the same time. So ToD has around 4 minutes left of mining, and then that's gonna be it, unless he establishes a third base. Peasants were trying to do that sneakily in the north, but the DK somehow scouted it. How, you ask? Star Sense. That's how. Happy just knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
And is looking terrifying in game 1.
At least we get the level 2 Paladin. He might be a little safer now. Can use the staff on something else while he's in that little bubble that protects him from any sort of damage. Never getting the level 2 Brilliance Aura was an issue. Very late getting that level 2 Paladin, and especially the MK kill. All of that hurt. Happy's still not going for a third hero. Tanks coming now. Last resort. Knubbequake's probably celebrating somewhere now.
Could be effective if he can force a fight somewhere and not lose too much, ToD, and then send the tanks north and kill the expansion. Could be quite beneficial. And, well, there's no ghouls up there. There's nothing really to defend against the tanks, so might work out. But Happy is close around the corner. These tanks have 0 upgrades as well. That makes them not that dangerous.
It's not like with Night Elves, of course, who have all the upgrades for all the important units.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little more spread for human, for sure. But it forces Happy back, and maybe that is enabling ToD to go for the bottom right. Actually, Happy is expecting this, moving there, and that's quite some space for these 2 tanks.
It's going to force a bit of repair here, certainly. It's going to force the undead army back. But ToD doesn't have an army strong or scary enough to, in the meantime, go into the undead main and cause havoc there. This would usually be the play you want to go for. 2-pronged attack. And I guess he's doing that now, but it seems to be slightly mistimed, as the tanks will fairly quickly be dealt with over here. But let's see, how much can ToD do? He's going for the Black Citadel right away. That is the tank he is building in the base, but also a very valuable one, so taking it out would be quite good. He has 1 single mortar team, or 2 actually. No, a Sapper came through, but that Sapper didn't connect. Or maybe 1 did. Sorry, I didn't see the second one.
Yeah.
So 1 died, another connected. The TP was forced, and the shop was killed, but Happy defended that fairly easily.
All right. Mortars, Knights, Breakers next. Ghoul is making sure that there's nothing happening in the bottom, the upper left. Acolyte is making sure that there's nothing happening in the bottom right. Jesus Christ, this cast is so long I don't even know where up and down is anymore. We have a big donation once again, and before we see the next push by Happy, we want to thank you guys. It is Impy Dude with a €2.22. Happy New Year! As my girlfriend will move to Switzerland again for 2 years, I will surely watch some more Warcraft this and next year. Keep up the great work. Thank you. And a big donation coming in by Eshiapok with 55 euros here. Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you so much. I completely lost track on how much love we got, but man, a lot of love.
Yeah, we got so many subs and donations, and it's the tournament as well. The community support has been absolutely amazing, guys. Thank you so very much. This really was a great celebration, or still is, of our community and our War3 champions ladder. And this is the final. ToD and Happy, they have fought their way here. It seemed like quite a long, excruciating game already. Of course, Happy just came from like a 2.5 hour best of 5 or something, but it doesn't seem to bother the Emperor.
Doesn't feel like it at all.
No, he's
fresh as
a daisy.
Yeah, indeed.
Exactly.
Well, it kind of
he's got rejuvenate.
Yeah, I feel like it's also very rejuvenating if you get a plus 41 lich.
It's not bad. Hashtag not bad.
ToD with some towers here. Wants to establish this base, but the Acolyte sees everything. Happy has all the time in the world to react to this. Still has that Knight as well, by the way. What's in here? Devotion Aura. Happy going for defense instead of damage.
Yeah, sitting at 80. He's got good upgrades already. 3-1 on the Fiends. He's got spare income. I could also see him taking the top left gold mine for when the main runs out, but I guess that is happening now. And for ToD, this is really things down to the wire. This is his last attempt. If this expo gets cancelled, he lost, because natural and main, boom, both dry.
Even a cannon tower. Shop a little exposed. Can ToD get a good engagement by closing this gap? Mortar team damage is pretty much for free, I thought. And then there's the range from downtown to Coil and Nova. Oh boy. Range apparently for these mortar teams not enough. And ToD is down to 70.
Super strong Coil Nova. I guess that's something you get when you don't add a third hero. You get to level 3 Coil Nova super fast. Maybe that makes a lot of sense, I guess, with this new Banshee style. To have a counter against the mortar teams. With those heroes. We have possessions coming in now. Mortars getting taken out. Guys, I don't know. This looks like ToD doesn't have much of a chance here. The towers are lost. The knights are stolen. I'm not sure if Happy lost anything yet. Going for the DK now. That is super Hail Mary. He's level 6. Do we see the celebration ultimate? Raise dead. Hallelujah. Undead mortar teams. Well played is called. 1-0 for him.
Happy with the Skull and Bones fireworks at the end. Taking map number 1. That was his map. That was where he feels so comfortable. And he won that map in a very convincing style. Dual hero instead of triple hero. And early Banshee, super early master training. And yeah, that was pretty convincing here. But ToD, that looked once again pretty good. He survived for a long time. He got the expo up. He got the fast tech. Never really got the levels. Never really got the numbers. But pretty promising start so far.
Yeah, the opening was good there by ToD, but he needs to make sure he gets more levels. He needs to go out on the map, trade better early, hold position, and be able to creep up more, and maybe play a little bit more defensively, I guess, until he has 80 supply. There's definitely room for improvement there, but it was a scary Happy to face. Hopefully his morale not dampened yet. We have a lot of subs still to thank. Sorry, guys, there was a lot of stuff going on with the interview and everything, so we have to catch up from a little earlier. Tottestein, thank you for the 16 months. Stickloss, thank you for the 100 bits. I am Yaws, the legendary Yaws, with the 13 months. Thank you very much. Nova Go with the 1,000 bits says, who needs Netflix, Sky Cinema, or Amazon? Guys, we have BTW and Warcraft 3. IK Therius X with a 6-month. Ager with a 4 months. Vincent Zolo Zo with a 7 months. I am trying to join the game. There it is. Torben Dietrich with a sub. Courageous Gifting a sub. Klabauter Warcraft 3 with the 13 months. Robond, as we said earlier, with the 50 gift subs. Crazy. Conorm 33 with a sub. Graf Schmerz with a sub. And Fail Life with the 3 months, guys. Thank you all very much. Support has been amazing. You guys have been amazing. This tournament has been amazing. And so have these two players, ToD and Happy, with really strong performances, fighting their way into the grand final. But it is ToD's kryptonite, and it is Happy's strongest matchup, potentially. This one and Night Elf, certainly it's between those two. And the first map looked kind of one-sided. Hopefully ToD can find a bit better of a performance. Despite how good the early game was, he needs a slightly better one. I guess, he didn't lose so many peasants. The Expo didn't die, but the Expo was still late, right? When Happy came in with the DK and the Fiends for the first time, he sent back the peasants, then sent them back in again. So certainly income was quite delayed there for a while. But whatever ToD brought, it seemed like Happy was ready. He had the Mountain King, wasn't strong enough, just focused him out. He brought the Paladin for healing, focused him out right away. First time he was staffed, then he was killed. He brought the Knights, they were stolen. He brought the Mortar teams, they were Coil Novad. It's just, Happy seems to be ready.
A couple of solutions here for Happy for sure, but that, as we said, was his map, whereas the biggest success against this very build by ToD. And maybe on other maps, this is looking a little different. Maps where ToD is feeling more comfortable, where he has a better base build, or where he can be faster, where Happy maybe arrives even later with not as many skeletons. So this is map number 2. This is Last Refuge, ToD's first pick. Happy, this is his third final, of course, as he's aiming for the 3-peat here in Europe. The first one was a 3-1 against X-Lord. Second one was a 3-0 against Hawk, who was eliminated in round 1 here by Grubby, by the way. So there was on map 1 a fierce fight by Hawk back then, but he couldn't really catch up. ToD, what's left in the tank for Johan Mello as we move on to the second map?
Fast expansion, Night Gyros. It seems like that is one of the very few styles that human can play nowadays against standard undead, and definitely seems to be the style that ToD as well prefers. If there is something you can prefer in this matchup. Last Refuge, definitely a map, I think, pretty good for humans nowadays. You can play fairly disruptive early on with the Footman. You can creep the natural early. The level 3 creep route should be pretty easy to accomplish, and if you ever do have some time to yourself, you can even go for a Merc camp. So I can understand the map choice here. Last Refuge, one of the better ones for human. But ToD needs to make sure his opening is crisp and clean. He cannot get his expansion delayed as much again. His footies need to be attacking the right target. The AM needs to be putting on damage on the DK. He needs to ensure the last hits and stuff. Lots of things to be kept in mind. The early game execution is going to be crucial here for both players.
Indeed. It's Archmage once again, 30% down the road. DK, Ted Fiends for Happy. Obviously, as so often in this matchup, he's not switching it up. He's not going for the Cripple because he doesn't need to. And he enjoys the DK Ted Fiend a little more. Wonder if we see a different style with a Pit Lord push, with a Dark Ranger push. Something that we haven't seen on Northern Isles yet. Or if Happy will just stick to his guns that he showed on Northern Isles already. So creeping will start in a second. Would be a nice boost of ToD's mentality if he just finds a claw right away. Like, I think he needs something like that after what was game 1. He definitely has
Start
a
off
chance
with
here.
some good, some bad items on map 1. Didn't get those beloved claws, unfortunately. So good. Alright. That is certainly also very good. Where the DK starting off at the Ogre Warrior camp. In the past, we used to see DK going towards the High Priest right away, but the footy can mess with that, pulling in the Murloc, so the safer play nowadays is to go for the Trappers, for the Ogre. But yeah, the creep route for the Undead here isn't so wonderful as it is on Northern Isles. You can't just go green into green for 2 items and easy level 2 and then come perfectly in time for the harass. Here, it's a little more human favored. The Undead doesn't get level 2 easily, he doesn't get 2 items, and of course the expansion is much easier for the human to take here. Also AM level 2 already. So yeah, should be a fairly solid, easy expansion for ToD.
Alright, we have the next donation before we go into the next creep spot by Tata Kuo. €12.34. Let's go, champ! Vroom vroom! Searing on.
Let's go, champ!
Let's go, champ! Maybe that is
Happy
helping.
did creep level 2 after all, and then coming over. ToD's Militia, a little late. This could have certainly been a little faster, but ToD loves waiting for nighttime because he feels like this ends up being less damage on his army, and he can engage the camp early easier. Not sure if that's 100% more worth it, but anyways, here comes the DK. Can see the one last hit.
Nope.
Oh, didn't get it. He missed it just by the hair, just by a split second. And yeah, that's a clean expo creep, as we're supposed to see.
Not level 3 yet, but he's getting real close. Has a decent balance with Circlet Ring and Cloak and stays home for now as Happy is harassing the Skeleton. DK and Fiend up at the high ground. Haven't seen that move so often.
Yeah, in case the AM heads south, he wants to be on the high ground, be unspotted, and then pass by, go towards the peasants again. It's also important for ToD here to do scouting on the side. The one footy is there, sees what's going on. But that's a low HP footy. Happy is gladly going to take that one for free. He says, thank you. Takes those 40 experience points. Peasants so far, none of them have fallen, but that seems to be changing now.
Okay. Expo almost up. No tower yet. Skeletons are starting to create some more corpses and succeed with the first one. Happy has no rid of necromancy anymore. And the tower is coming up. ToD with a good save on the peasant here, moving it away from the skeleton. DK is, of course, waiting there with open arms. At least he's buying some time. Oh, wait, these open arms aren't that open, as he's forcing the Fiend to move in a little bit more. But another save on the peasant while dealing damage to that sad Fiend and to the DK, who is not too unhappy about that because he has a replenishment potion. Moves up to the high ground to get better vision as well. Enjoying the landscape, you know. That's what the biggest purpose of that is.
Yeah, this wasn't too many peasants going down at all, so good early game here by ToD. He would love to just be left alone right now, just like 20 seconds left alone for creeping to get that level 3, but he's not quite there yet. Happy waiting still for that replenishment. One low HP Fiend joins in again. If you keep pressure on the human like this, it also means it's not that easy for ToD to get to the shop. He would love to get level 3, walk to the shop, get the boots, and that would make him a lot stronger. But Happy realizing that this would result in a lot more power being gained. He keeps on the pressure very smartly, not giving ToD that freedom.
And that is what Happy does a lot of the times, playing things smartly. We got 2 new supporters here. Thank you very much, Metal Baron. 20 euros. You guys are doing a fantastic job. The games are so much more fun with your commentary. Keep it up. Thank you. And Kleine Schildpad with 20 subs. You guys are wonderful. This is not stopping anywhere. Much love to you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Absolutely amazing. Lich is in. Nova comes through, and the first footy will be going down, but losing only 1 footy for Nova, that's fine, especially when you deny it. ToD, the master of denying. Yeah. If only this was Dota, and he would get experience from denies. Oh my god. He would win every tournament.
Level 6 without creeping a single spot. Death Knight again with the potion. This is a high pressure situation right now, as Happy can work with Nova now, of course. We do have defend up. Arcane Tower under pressure. Repair quickly. The second tower is not up yet, and the workers are getting punished by the ice cold nuke of the Lich. But he's forcing Happy back, and he gets a surround on the Fiend.
That's level 3. If he gets it, yes! Mana potion, not in time. Might not even have been enough anyways. And that's a wonderful surround here to swing the momentum around the other way. Finally, we have level 2 Water Elementals. Statue is out, but getting pressured right away. Happy once again delayed his tier 3 in favor of more tier 2 pressure. So Black Citadel still far off. In fact, ToD is almost done with his tier 2 super fast because he didn't lose any peasants basically at the expo. Exactly. So his MK is going to be coming really soon.
Tier 3 on the way for Happy. Not as extremely delayed as last time. If he steals that... Okay, there was a coil against it, I thought. If he steals that one as well with the right kill, that would be absurd. But there we go. Happy now values the level 2 coil. Wants to creep up a little. ToD is getting a little more experience as well. And Sentry Wards, that can help him a lot. Figuring out where his opponent is, what he's doing. Tier 3 tech started. MK coming Sanctum as well.
Still no shot at the expansion. This is really annoying. But now with the defense footies coming through, maybe finally there's going to be enough time. Not the best position for the footies. They're all beautifully lined up for a Nova. There's almost enough mana. Manually using the statue to get the mana out. And that's the perfect Nova right there between these 4 footies. But Happy holding on to it still. ToD waiting for his Mountain to King to come out. Maybe he should have held back and played a little bit more defensively until MK came, because he's been losing a lot of footies.
Yeah. And Happy is picking up steam for sure. That's level 3. That's what he needs for bigger coil statue on the high ground. He really wants to snipe that one, but it's not too easy. Last Water Elemental summon, and Happy moves the statue back into safety. What can ToD accomplish now? His Archmage is on the opposite side of the map of where he wants to be. Wants to reunite with the rest of the army and the MK, but the rest of the army is dead and the MK is in the north, so not too easy at all to survive until tier 3.
But has to be very, very, very wary of a nuke now as well. I think the DK should just throw a couple of coils on his AM. He's full mana. Just threaten him a little bit. Throw out a couple of coils. Make use of that mana regen. Okay, ToD again in survival mode. He knows pushes will be coming through. There we go. There's the aggressive coils. And this AM is leading a dangerous life. One more coil Nova, and he's dead.
Okay, tier 3 tech is done. Happy moves back a little, getting in sharp range for that orb. Has a claw as well. Never used that replenishment potion. Actually sells it. I don't need it, kid. I got my statues. What do I want to do with a replenishment potion? And ToD is now back home. Use the TP, eh? Double workshop again. Same build as Northern Isles. Can he accelerate a little quicker? Can he gather these numbers a little quicker? Can he level a little quicker? Happy.
Yeah, he needs to get AM4, MK3, Pally 2. That's sort of the sweet spot. That plus 70 supply, and then human can start to really be a threat on the map. For that, it's always dangerous times where the undead is the terrifying wolf at the door, who now gets the next red camp item. Hood of Cunning for the Lich. Pretty good. It's not quite an aura, but it is a good item. A lot of experience here as well. Lich got level 3. DK level 4 would also be very strong to improve the aura even more, to double down on the move speed advantage. Happy is playing the very same build once again. Quick Banshees, no third hero. Leveling this DK and Lich super hard, and it's pretty likely we're gonna see level 5 on both of them soon.
Yeah, if you ask a human what they want and need against undead, it's the same as if you ask a child what they want for Christmas. They just start and need so much. I want a pony, I want a Nintendo, I want a new football. And yeah, for human it's kind of the same. They need breakers, they need knights, they need gyros, they need triple hero, they need orbs, they need staffs, they need... What did I miss? I don't know. So much. Levels, of course. It's really tricky to survive until then, but it's a 2-base advantage for ToD once more, but Happy is just soaking up the map like a sponge.
One of Mana Steel here for him against the Mountain King. Not bad at all. DK is going to take that gladly. And the Lich and DK, I don't know if this is intentionally on purpose exactly, but look how close their experience is. The DK went away to give a little bit more solo to the Lich. Yeah. Does he want to hit double level 5 at the same time? And then have this crazy nuke either against heroes or against mortars?
It was pretty close on map 1, so yeah, I think it's not a coincidence at this point anymore. Not in Happy's hands, getting the second red spot, man. He knows exactly how much time he has. A little unlucky with the Legion Doomhorn, but I think he was pretty lucky enough today, wasn't he? That is level 4, perfectly aligned. Almost to the dot, man. It's 21 experience difference between the two heroes.
Militia, scouts, sees what's going on. I don't think he was trying to sneak a expansion. They were looking kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Finally some levels though. Pally gets 2. MK gets close to 3. Mana Stone, wonderful. Rune Bracers, wonderful. Healing Wards can also be very good. Not quite level 4 AM yet, but you know, ToD, he's starting to get there.
He's definitely getting better levels than he had on Northern Isles. Once again, good items here. Rune Braces, Mana Stone. Level 2 for the Paladin for Divine Shield. He absolutely 100% mandatorily needs level 3 on the Mountain King before the fight.
Yeah. And level 4 AM would also help out a lot. There's another peasant going up there. Is he actually going for the third base? Well, first he has to clear out the creeps.
He's also scouting in the bottom right. Maybe just wants to make sure. Happy is known for these sneaky expansions somewhere on the high ground. So making double sure to not allow this. It's not bad.
MK gets level 3. Solo experience with the Pally could be really valuable here. And he moves the MK away. Nice. So the Pally's even going to get close to level 3. This is not bad at all for ToD. He's splitting the experience super well. Gets a ring. That's actually very valuable to have here in the late game. Wait a minute. Wait, what? How is this Lich level 5?
Yeah, he got the solo experience at the mercenary camp. DK got nothing.
That was enough?
Apparently. Plus Expo?
That's such a big jump though, from 4 to 5. Well, guess what? We're on level 5 now. Level 3 Nova. Pretty damn good. Against knights, against mortars, against casters, against heroes. Very strong spell indeed.
I think I've never seen it from an undead player that they value the level 3 Nova this highly. Over a third hero and over an equal XP distribution between DK and Lich.
Player's forces are under attack.
I can understand it though. Also, it's more stats on the Lich. Happy is excellent at using his Lich, always micros him manually.
Also, how much does a coil give you if you don't have abominations? Like, it doesn't heal too much more because there's max HP.
Against Orb of Fire it can help, but let's see how this Nova rattles through. Banshees, some of them getting taken out right away. The Nova hits the Knights, but it's also a lot of spell breakers in here. Heal Ward doesn't stand for long, but does heal a little bit at least. The Gyro's just forced to watch, and the AM! In serious trouble. Was about to die. He got healed up, but he had to TP out regardless. Caught at 72 supply. I think that was a decent trade for him. He took out some Banshees and Fiends, but the expansion he couldn't cancel. Happy gonna be on 2 bases here.
That was a sick nuke. Oh, excuse me. That is a sick nuke by Happy already. And it's just getting worse. With 42 experience extra, we get level 3 coil, and yep. You feel that. You feel that level up. A little bit of long
Maybe
distance.
the AM should go for a parry apt.
Here we go. Remo talking about buying periapts again.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough gold for that. But if he had 600 more gold, I would say go for periapt.
How about the rune braces?
It is really good on the AM, but
Todd's at 80.
expensive.
3, 3, 3 heroes. Close to 4 as well. It's not that Todd's heroes are bad or anything, but is the army enough?
Seems like Todd has such a tough time connecting for the damage. He gets one fiend there, actually. The coil was a little bit too late. First A-bomb coming through. No disease cloud yet. Heal ward planted in the middle. Again, quickly taken out. Gyros don't have landmines yet, but the breakers, the mortar teams are connecting. DK to the side, also taking damage. MK was dropping low. He is saved. Some Banshee's definitely going down. The Mortar's doing a good job. The Lich can't kill them off right away, but now the Nova might be ready. And look at those right clicks. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
The Lich going to town again, this time on the Mountain King. Despite the Rune Braces, he's focusing him. The Holy Light was there. The MK is still in a bit of trouble. Holy Light cooling down. Todd needs to save a second hero, and he does. Coil Nova coming through again. Happy doesn't care about these Rune Braces. Maybe he should, though.
Double
He's
kill.
losing 2 fiends in the meantime.
Whoa,
The MK is coiled, staffed out.
Paladin.
And the Paladin is coiled out. He's gonna die. That hero is dead, but
Happy's losing so much.
Todd has a lot of standing army left.
Exactly, man. He's losing so much. He lost like 4 fiends and the Abomination. I thought it's maybe a little bit of a mistake because the 2 knights were attacking the A-bomb pretty much the entire time. Orb of Fire going to town as well. Happy trying his luck in offense, but the Lich, he has to force... has to be forced into an invul. Todd, you can't forget reproduction, and he doesn't. 100 gold only. Needs the heroes back, though, as soon as possible. Only the Archmage at the moment. 2 hero for Happy, super low. Todd with a huge supply lead. But the heroes are on the hunt. Nova. Coil 5!
The Lich getting blocked. Not getting blocked enough, though. AM goes down. More experience to Happy, but he's still somewhat far away from level 6. And the ultimates wouldn't do too much. Perhaps the Aura, perhaps the Dark Ritual would be good. Oh, nice block here to kill off that Fiend. Doesn't quite get it, though. The expansion still standing. Big army for Todd is left. He's going to get another statue off to the side. These knights doing a really good job. And I think Happy... You know, he tried to go for hero focus, but he clearly overextended. He put way too much damage on this MK. And he lost pretty much everything in the meantime. When he could have just focused out the mortar teams. Coil Nova on the mortar teams in the back. They are easy to kill. Very unlike this Mountain King.
And yeah, crazy. Todd is in this game constantly doing a little bit of long distance mining, by the way. It's just a tiny little bit, but maybe it gives you a clarity. Maybe it gives you a potion down the road. Maybe it gives you this minimal advantage you need against Happy. Do we have to take care of the main bases? 1,500 in the main for both of them. Expansion, of course, a lot more for Happy with 8k and 2,000 here. Todd is re-establishing the army. Archmage back. Mountain King, of course, still there. Paladin about to be back.
I think you can clearly see this respect here by Todd. I think against any other undead, he would be poking way more now, realizing, well, my Paladin's going to be back any second. But Todd knows this is Happy. You cannot overstep, or you're going to get owned. If he loses MK and Pally again, this game might be lost.
Yeah, has to take care of that. Needs potions. He is establishing a third base, knowing that his main base is expiring soon. Empty inventory on the Paladin. Invul on the Mountain King. Would love to see him plowing through these trees and get access to the shop from here. That can, of course, backfire during a push. Happy seems to be of the opinion that it's enough for him to hold here.
And he's getting a strong army again. Fiends, Banshees. Throw 1 or 2 A-bombs with Disease Cloud in there, and there you go. That's sort of the perfect army. But there's not enough lumber for Disease Cloud, not even close to it. Happy tends to bring in his ghouls a lot, even in the super late game, if he feels the need has arisen. So lumber is very low for Happy. He's going mostly for units, no upgrades. That top at the expansion, you can go for a lot of mana potions. And mana is indeed looking good.
Do you remember during the DreamHack cast, was Todd saying he never beat Happy on ladder? Or rarely?
Once.
Once?
Once. Yeah. I remember the game, I saw it. It wasn't Last Refuge, by the way, but it was, I think, a one-base rifle game or something.
Within a fire?
But only once.
Lots of upgrades for Todd now. 80 supply. 1,000 gold remaining at the expo. 300 remaining here.
Players' forces are under
Happy
attack.
sees the expansion, sees the tower, sees the town hall. It knows he has to do something about it. Otherwise, ToD will be the last man mining.
Unless Happy goes for a third base, which I was actually kind of joking, but he might be doing it. The Acolyte is going over there. We do have a scout farm, which is going to be seeing what's going on. ToD is definitely strong. 80 supply, lots of invulns, heal scrolls. Knight upgrades, not the greatest. Only 2-0. Would love to see some more
Town
armor
is
as
under
well.
siege.
He's going all damage, dude. He's playing like you are playing Diablo 3. Just all pure damage.
Of course, man.
Between Mithril Forged Swords and Black Gunpowder for more mortar damage as well.
ToD is moving out a little, but the items are already gone, so he can't really do too much here. Happy muscling up again to 80. And this is where things get really, really strange. How
A
can
player's
ToD
force
beat this
is under
army? He's
attack.
trying to poke into the main base.
Town is under
Happy with the TP, and a lot of the army will not be TPing with him. That's okay. 2 statues not with him, and ToD TP's out right away. Losing 1 mortar team.
Zapper!
Oh, reaction time.
Is that enough? Absolutely is.
And didn't quite cancel it quickly enough, so all those resources are gone, which are a little scarce right now.
Yeah, on upkeep, gold is rare. ToD is on 1 base now. Main empty, expo empty, but he established the high ground upper left.
$80 supply versus 80.
2 staffs.
ToD's army seems very well rounded. A healthy mix of units. For Happy, it's mostly Fiends, Banshees, a few statues. Not a single frontline blocker, no A-bombs. The DK you could count among it. Maybe even the Lich was actually quite tanky.
are under attack.
Happy is trying to catch reinforcements. All the gold that ToD is mining would end up in the arms of the undead. Pushing into the expansion now where there's only towers and maybe a shop. Oh, ToD is not resetting the rally point. Ah, now he does. Lich close to 6 can definitely help a bit against bases if there's no Stormbolt. But what are the odds that there's no Stormbolt with the Mountain King having Brilliance Aura 2 and a Mana Stone?
Those poor teams. Uh-oh. The DK chasing after them with a Nova. This would have been a double kill. But like this, ooh, it might be a triple kill actually. Uh-oh. Is the Lich coming? Ouch. That hurts.
That's a lot of damage. It's also experience. We're getting close to 6. Is ToD using the time again to push this upcoming expo or the bottom expo? Not yet. He has to do something about it. ToD is under pressure for the first time in a while.
Harry was bouncing between the rally points here very well, making things a little bit more expensive for ToD. ToD suddenly, you know, he was leading for so long, but suddenly he's in an all-in position.
Yeah.
He has to win the game really quickly, otherwise Happy's double base is going to be too strong.
And this is again this position. We've seen this before, actually, when Happy is
A player's force
getting ready for the bottom right expansion and the melee army has to squeeze through this. Knights are not part of this fight. He wants to lure him out, but the gyros are being intercepted.
Ooh, the Nova in the back. Oh my god, the damage. ToD needs a heal scroll against this. He does have one. Not using it yet. Oh, he did, but not in range of the mortar team.
Oh, no.
The next Nova could be absolutely
Oh,
deadly.
no.
It hits in the back again. Lots of damage towards him. Heal scroll used again. That was the last one. Focus on the Lich, but he's protected. And now the double level 6 for Happy. Will we see ultimates here? I don't think he really needs them. Some Knights have been stolen. The mortar team damage against the Fiends. Not that much really. Should be going for the Banshees, but they are surviving. The front line from ToD is quickly crumbling. He has 74 supplies still left, but he doesn't look impressive at all. Some statues now being lost, but also some Knights being stolen. Again, ToD TPing out. Doesn't like the look of this fight anymore. He's going to evacuate with the Town Portal Scroll, and Happy holds his position, keeps his 2 bases, And now he's even got some knights.
2 knights indeed. ToD almost blind of rage, aiming for that lich right there. Maybe baited into that situation, exactly the position where Happy wanted to be. Up a base now with the supply lead. And this is getting harder and harder by the second for ToD to fight back. Close to level 5. This was, I feel, not the angle to attack, and I continued to question the 3-0 upgrades, especially against Orb Fiend Focus Fire. Having one upgrade is so cheap, is so effective.
Maybe also Tome of Retraining could have been nice.
Blizzard,
Go
yeah.
for Clap when the armies are this big. Clap is really effective. I think one of the biggest problems for ToD is his mortar team control, honestly. You need to focus them on the Banshees. They are attacking the Fiends way too much. They have okay-ish damage, sort of, against Fiends, but not really very good. It's the Banshees who splatter to pieces if you attack them with the Mortars, but they hardly ever get to connect. It's 5 mortar teams. They can have good damage output, but they are also oftentimes the victim to Curl Nova.
Yeah, I feel like ToD wasn't ready for this fight, to be honest. Not in the position and not with his head. Invo, Mana Potion, Heal Scroll, Happy is maxed out army-wise, so let's go for more items. The heroes are safe. What can ToD do? 350 gold, 65 supply, another TP. Mortar teams can, of course, wreck bases rather quickly, and he doesn't want to push through this anymore, so he's choosing to go for the main.
Players' forces are under
In the next fight, Happy could engage, wait for the Stormbolt, and then use Death and Decay on the entire army. That would be pretty cool. Don't know if we're gonna see it. It's a lot of damage towards the slaughter. Happy. It's not gonna get out this statue, it seems, but, well, he's still got a big army left.
And that's a backstep by Happy. Mortars almighty exposed. Here comes Happy, aiming for that 2-0, starting this fight off almost with a double kill. That mortar team gets saved for a little bit. Now the focus fire on the Banshee is a little harder, but there's the TP to counter the possession. Can he save that knight somehow? No! Split second and lots and lots and lots of losses. Well played by ToD. GG. The Emperor with the 2-0 lead. One map away from the 3P.
Good performance by Happy. Again, pretty solid early by ToD. I'm kind of worried. What happens when ToD has a bad early game? Like, these were good earlies, all things considered.
Games might be a little quicker then, but I feel he had a chance here. Maybe a little hesitant after winning the fight. Of course, the heroes weren't there, so it's easy to say, but not hard to do. He had to wait for his heroes to return. But with the 20 supply lead he had, maybe he can be a little more aggressive. Don't allow Happy to get back to 80 with full mana, with full everything. But yeah, it's very easy to say. It's quite astonishing that we saw the fight in the bottom right there being so well done by ToD. Happy was losing 15 supply in like 10 seconds, and then this Archmage kill. If this Archmage kill doesn't happen, how brave does ToD feel? Maybe he can be a little more aggressive and not allow Happy back. And then at one point, I think in that fight, at that choke where Happy lured him in, ToD was a little overwhelmed, if you ask me.
Yeah, the Mortar micro definitely not on point there, and has been a little off for much of the series. Also, I think some units were missing. Like, Happy is clearly showing, okay, I'm not going Destroyers. I don't trust in them anymore. They can get countered too hard by flying machines. You still have to go a few gyros, just in case. But once you're pretty sure you have air superiority, that is when Priests and Sorks can really kick into overdrive in the late game. Them, like, 3 Priests, 3 Sorks with Master upgrades are so strong, and these games are lasting a very long time. ToD should have the time to get to those high upgrades, but he's prioritizing Mortars way more. And Mortars definitely can be good, but 5 Mortars, 6 Mortars, that seems like definite overkill. If he mixes in more Sorks, more Priests, that could add a lot to his strength. It's also the question, though, how are they going to fare against Nova from the Lich? But then again, if they get Nova, maybe the Mortar teams survive. There's definitely room for improvement here for ToD's late-game army and late-game army execution.
Okay, Remo, you know what time it is. It is ToD 0-2 against Happy. And ToD is our brother, man. We've been with him in Anaheim, DreamHack summer, fall, winter. We were with him there. He was with us there, supported us all the way. It is time to summon the one, the true Coach Remo. Get the whistle, get the golden chain, get the tracksuit on. I want 3 points that ToD has to do now on map number 3 on Autumn Leaves to take this map home.
All right. Expand safely. Get level 3. Put pressure on DK and Fiends if you need to. Get a tech rolling fast. Get to tier 3. Build your 80 supply army. Creep with the TP. TP out if you have to. And fewer mortar teams and more casters in your ultimate army.
All right. With that being said, we go on to a W3C map. That is Autumn Leaves. For the second time here, Happy pushing to the 3rd championship title here. After the 3-peat at DreamHack, is it going to be the 3-peat at W3C? Here we go. The first Coach Remo of 2021, man. Well done. Well done.
Hopefully ToD heard me through the nether somehow, but you know, even if he does all these things perfectly, it's still gonna be hard. Happy is a monster in this matchup.
Yep.
Hawk, who I think ToD would agree with me, is definitely quite a bit better than him in this matchup, has been trying for really long, and has gotten close, but also hasn't been able to beat Happy. Only the very few have been able to do it. Happy was beaten once this year in DreamHack by X-Lord in the group stage. Other than that, there weren't many more games. Certainly not many more significant ones. He is just unbelievable. He is insane. And as much as he was struggling in the semifinal against the Lord, here it's looking pretty one-sided so far. ToD is going to have to dig deep to come back in this series. Not just play-wise, and, you know, since he's behind the series already, but also mentally. This is not where ToD usually excels. You know, he dislikes the matchup. He has voiced his discontent already in the chat. He's starting to get into his own head. He's starting to get a little bit upset. Where Happy stays cool, calm, and collected, and always composed, ToD doesn't always. He is definitely sometimes emotional. Can he afford to be that right now?
Not really.
It's gonna be rough.
Happy is switching it up compared to the X-Lord game where he played Autumn Leaves the first time. It's a Ted Fiend build now with Skeletons creeping ToD with Militia cleaning the first spot for the Gloves of Haste. And yeah, is he expanding here? Expansion builds, always a little intricate, needs to be very refined on a map like this that you don't play too much. We'll see about that. DK moving over with a set of Skeletons.
A player's forces are under attack.
And yeah, maybe he has to surprise Happy a little bit with a different build, switching things up. Lure Happy into a position where he thinks, okay, it's gonna be the same as it was before, but then, it's not. Okay, Happy with the pressure.
Wow, it looks very aggressive here. Even before the expansion is being crept, Happy was just cheekily looking in the main, being like, maybe I want to kill a few of your peasants. But ToD was around. Couldn't really do this. So the specialty, one of the specialties on Autumn Leaves is, there's an expansion really close to you that is easy to creep, which is this one. You can creep that pretty easily and expand there. But it's really close to the opponent in the middle of the map. Close to the Merc camp, close to the tavern, so it's very easy to attack later on, while it is also easy to creep early. So that's an interesting dynamic. In the corner, those bases are more protected. Gets the last hit, that's a big deal for Happy. The corner bases are more protected in terms of not being easily attackable, but are also harder to creep. Happy gets the next last hit, and that leaves the AM with not that much experience. He's still pretty damn far away from level 3.
Yeah, the DK comes in with the coils and just easily snipes them. Happy is so good at that. Always, with whatever he has. Like, if it's a DK with right clicks, okay, he takes that. With coils, that's of course an easy one for him. With acolytes and skeletons, he can do that too. He's just really good. More skeletons, trying to create more corpses, but just gifting a little bit of XP at the moment. ToD's still far away from level 3. Is that the worst early game so far? He's still setting up the expansion. rather fast. It's just the experience that's lacking.
A player's forces are under
Yeah.
attack.
That is a big deal, though. The AM level 3 is going to have to be relied upon for a long time. Until the MK comes out, it's pretty much only the AM being any kind of threat, and the footy is sacrificially holding the line. He's trying to steal the natural away, but Happy... 200 milliseconds later, he's there. Sometimes it seems like he's using witchcraft.
Warp technology of Star Trek or something. It is wild. Happy is hiding in the shadows now. Add that to all the challenges that he puts in front of ToD. Long range coil. And of course the one fiend shot finishes. And Skeletons might chase this one. But yeah, ToD with a lot of losses early. And he doesn't have reveal.
But the aura will also fade, so the Fiend's now being left without an aura. Kind of awkward, but he gets level 3 perfectly in time to come out of the shadows again. It's looking rough.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the game you mentioned before. Like, how is the game looking if his early game isn't good? Well, we'll see here. Happy with a couple of kills. He's already level 3. Lich is out now. And how many footmen do we even have left?
Player's forces
Is the
are
answer
under
really
attack.
1? Ooh.
It's a rough time here on
Yo.
Awesome Leaves.
Did you now call it Awesome Leaves?
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Neo the influencer. I always knew. Lich gets the experience. Even with the potion here, so... Even if...
Are you gonna start doing a daily blog, Mr. Influencer?
Of
Hey
course,
guys,
man.
today for breakfast!
I'm gonna show you my makeup!
Happy's moving across. We have quite a few skeletons, fiends, DK, you know, the usual shebangs, Lich in the mix as well. These towers here looking a little bit exposed. 3 footmen to hold on, and 1 AM. Level 2.
And a tower, and a shop. But yeah, this is brutal. This is a lot of skeletons. Happy knew exactly what to do after looking at the map a little bit and playing them once or whatever. Maybe against the AI a couple of times. He just feels Warcraft. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, his Warcraft intuition is amazing. He's not really the deep analyzer who meticulously writes down creep routes, but he feels what he needs to do. His game sense is outstanding. Not that it's so complicated against human that often, but here also that little creep jack at his own gold mine, the ceiling of the creeps on the other side. And ToD is against the ropes, still far away from level 3. He has to buy time. With sticks and stones, he has to hold on now until his MK comes out. But if the MK arrives and there's no footman left, it's not even like he has much of a kill threat.
Yeah, there's no danger for Happy at the moment, especially with the statue in the back here, exactly. ToD is fighting bravely, but it feels like Happy is a weight class above him at this point.
Yeah. Certainly in this matchup, one of Happy's strengths and ToD's weakness. I think we see it here. Seems like we're talking him out, and we're already counting him out as if we're the referees. Who knows, maybe we can have a comeback, but boy, this is looking rough as all hell. ToD started the tech, though. He's got the Blacksmith coming, the Sanctum, and the MK will be out soon, but this pressure is just never subsiding. Peasants have to repair so much. Every now and then he loses a few. AM still not level 2. And the level 1 water element at this point in the game are just a joke. It's like 3 volleys, and it's dead. Does hardly any damage.
Happy
It's
on
just
the
free experience.
Happy on the way to the tier 3. MK is finally there. Can he put some pressure onto Happy as it's getting real close to midnight here?
A player's forces are under attack.
Stormwolf, but yeah, no follow-up. Usually you have a bunch of footmen that it's really hard to chew through for the undead thanks to defense, but it's not the case. It's not a bunch of footmen. It's exactly 0.
At least he held onto the towers, so he can still buy a little bit more time. It's all about buying time as much as possible. When you have 3 knights and a couple of gyros and a paladin, maybe you can finally force this back. But surviving until then, under this immense pressure that Happy is putting out, that is the dangerous thing that only very few players can do. Even in Asia, Happy showed many of the top humans how deadly his undead versus human matchup is. Only very, very few could hold on against him. Sok, for example. being one of them. And now the towers are broken. Only a single guard is left standing, and I think that one is going down as well. No more defense here at the natural. ToD desperately going for a counterattack across the map. He gets a Fiend in transit, but that is not a fair trade. He's TPing back now without mana, with low HP. Militia trying its best.
Yeah.
His good friend, the police. Can they save him? Can they arrest Happy? First, MK will be sent to the cell for inauguration. I don't know.
Yeah.
The militia are in deep trouble. They're all getting taken out. This might be the end here, but ToD is not giving up yet. MK level 1 is going to be back soon, at least. Lich in the meantime got level 3. DK is level 4. The AM still hoping for his level 3 himself, but he gets Coil Nova'd. And that is the end.
Grats, smiley face. It was a very well-mannered ToD throughout the entire tournament, but it was a very, very strong Happy throughout almost the entire tournament. Axlord was able to challenge him real hard, but in the end, the winner is, for the second time in a row, Happy, with the same result in the grand final, 3-0 over Human. Hawk fell to him before, and now it was ToD, but man, what an amazing tournament that was. In the end, there's gonna be the memes. Ooh, Happy wins lol. But man, we saw a Sad in the semifinal that was amazing. To see him coming from pretty much nowhere to top 4. Who expected ToD in the grand final? I don't think anyone. And he did it with a crazy good performance over Little DC, and also against Cooper, held on very well. Against Sad, it was almost mental warfare at a time with the long 3-2. We also got Thorzane Sheik, which was a banger of a match. We got Grubby destroying Hawk, and then the upset by Sad killing Grubby with the MGs there when we all thought that Grubby had it. And of course, we had the series of the tournament in Axlord versus Happy. We can't be that much more happy with what we got this weekend.
Yeah, great games, great collaboration, great coming together of the community. This was awesome festivities. This has been the case the last 2 installments already, and this time it seemed like it was a little bit more, even more than before. You guys were absolutely crazy with the crowdfunding. The next season 6 tourney is already funded. That's going to be happening in March, so around 2 months away. Until then, W3 Champions is providing us with more and more updates. We got a little sneak peek earlier with Floss. W3 Champions getting better and better. We're nearing the anniversary of Refuge, where there not much has happened. W3 Champions stepped in and did a wonderful job. And yeah, this is at 12 p.m. here in German local time. So 11-hour cast, man. Not bad. That was a long day. It doesn't even really feel like a long day, actually, I feel.
Yeah, because we had so much fun and support, and we felt the energy of the community, Remo, for sure.
Energizing, rejuvenating. And I slept like 4 hours tonight, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have much more. I had the
magic of Monster, I guess.
Monster and the community love, indeed. We end this at $3,500. If someone wants to chip in and wants to make this 3.5k, I'm very happy to. Otherwise, I will do it. I got the $8.22, whatever. The Apocalypse with 35 at the end. Just Ross with a 12.34. Impiduda as well. Sad that Exo didn't make it. Maybe next season. Hopefully. Marvin with the 5. Love your work in the tournaments. Played myself a good amount. Nice to see that. Hope to see finals with Asian involved next time. Montava, OC Drummer, we mentioned you all, and that is only part of it, because you guys also came in to support W3 Champions on Patreon. That thing is starting rather slowly, and I really hope more people will chip in, because the rewards are quite cool, customly designed for you guys out there. You can start with a $1 donation. Every single bit helps to get these hardworking devs a beer or pizza or something. There's seven different tiers. You get Discord roles for the infamous W3C Discord, the second biggest Warcraft Discord in the world, actually. You get cool portraits, and if you support with 50 euros or more, you get a custom portrait just made for yourself. You can choose what you want to have here. And this is just a glimpse at what these items look like. 62 people. I think we started at 40, so a lot of people heard the call to arms, the call to action for W3 Champions, and oh boy, did you support us. It was the first tournament of the year. Viewer record for a non-Blizzard supported tournament ever. The second highest viewership ever. Without big promotion, without the Blizzard Twitters, without, I don't know, like more I'm tweeting about it. Just us. And of course, the players. So cool to see Grubby and ToD and Mikhail in one tournament. There's so many good things to say. We got a bazillion subs and a bazillion donations, and I hope you know that this money you send us is spent well as we support, for example, the Flow servers and try to get the best content out for you guys. And with that being said, we will be back tomorrow for the ESL Cup. Let's make ESL Cups big again. They move from Tuesday to Monday, so we can cover them once more. It's $100 on the line, and I want to see more than 10 signups, ladies and gentlemen. It's at 6 p.m. Central European Time. If we broadcast ESL Cup, there better be more than 10 signups. Otherwise, I'm pissed after a very, very wholesome weekend. You don't want that. And on Thursday, we present to you the first edition of Theorycraft by Carson at 10 p.m. If you want to learn more about Warcraft, the ins and outs of the Warcraft 3 basics, and deep dive analysis of pro gamers' builds, then this is for you. We're going to debut it here on Back to Warcraft at 10. The beloved Carson is doing it. The W3 Champions American Finals are starting Saturday night from Friday to Saturday. And of course, we're going to conclude that as well. Plus the $20,000 best of 5 between Infi and 120. Is that 10 days to kick off 2021 or what?
Hell yeah, dude. We're off to a hot start here in this new year. Hopefully this year overall, and I mean outside of Warcraft, just overall, it's going to be a little bit better to all of us. I think it started off pretty well. I had a lot of fun. Guys, it was wonderful to see so many of you having fun here with us. So many viewers. It was crazy. And yeah, as Neo said, lots of Warcraft action coming up. Follow this channel if you want to stay connected to everything that's happening. We hit 100,000 today. Really cool. And yeah, this is going to be a big year for Warcraft, and I hope we're all going to be here together to see it.
100,000 followers, 11,500 viewers, $3,500. Man, that's some great numbers, and I hope you guys are staying with us. It was one of my favorite online tournaments ever. I'm going to bed with a big smile here. Love you very much. See you tomorrow, and congrats to Happy.